Sam Montembeault's 48-save shutout performance on Wednesday night. Second most saves in a shutout in Montreal Canadiens franchise history. The only goalie to have more, Jacques Plante, 52 saves. Pretty cool.
A lot of history in Montreal.
Man.
So when you now have that type of a record,
right
behind Jacques Plante, not bad. But most saves by a shutout.
In the first night of the season, right? Yeah. Most saves in a shutout in the first night of the season.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's right.
Thank you. That's what I meant to say, Jay, but I just didn't come out. It came out kind of in different ways. Like the words came out in the wrong order.
Craig, that's why we have a Hole You Blew It segment for all these things. I do want to ask you about, funnily enough, I'm more thinking about the Leafs situation and the fact that Joseph Woll, they announced late that he's not going to start. Anthony Stolarz was terrific, I thought,
yes.
in net. So that's good. But if you're the Leafs management group, he misses Game 7 against Boston in the spring. Now he misses the opening night of the season. Like, is there a little concern at this point?
Yeah, Joseph AWOL.
Yeah.
That's what it's become, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds harsh, but one of the things, I was talking to Jamie McLennan about this on Overdrive. You need to have ability to get to the NHL. Then you got to show capability. I mean, you just got a significant 3-year contract. And he's checked both those boxes.
Yep.
But where he hasn't checked boxes is on dependability, reliability, and availability. And those are 3 fundamental things for a goaltender. You know, on the Overdrive question today was, can you trust Joseph Woll? And I said, I think you got to add another word to the front of that. How can you trust Joseph Woll? Because this isn't a one-off. This has been going on and on and on and on and on. And I think that if there's any benefit right now for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think this is a significant benefit, Craig Berube went through something very similar in the 2018-2019 season. Ville Husso was hurt. Jake Allen was hurt. They weren't sure what they were going to do. And they brought up Binnington. And he just said, get in there, play. And they went all the way to the Stanley Cup. So Craig Berube's not going to be bemoaning about who he doesn't have. He's going to say, get in there. And you think about Stolarz, the new starting goalie for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You think about Craig Berube, the new head coach. So it kind of comes in here together.
Yep.
Craig Berube knows how to deal with it. And he's not going to be sitting here thinking about what he doesn't have. And Stolarz, to your point, Jay, I thought he played really well. He looked a little bit what I would call busy in the first period. Then he settled in and played really solid.
We've been talking a lot about Montembeault. What are the expectations? It's kind of hard to get a read on a team when they get 48 shots against them and their goaltender has this terrific game. So it's hard to get a read on this Montreal Canadiens team maybe after Game 1. But what's a realistic expectation for this Habs team this year?
Yeah, and I think realistic is a really good word. And when you think about where the Montreal Canadiens have found themselves the last 3 seasons, they've been in the bottom 5 teams in the National Hockey League. But goals for, goals against, penalty killing, power play, all in the bottom 8 teams. And if you're going to move into the playoffs, you have to get to a point where you're much better than that. And you don't make a leap into the top 16. I think they got to make a leap, a step, not a leap, a step into that next group of 8.
Right.
That's what, and I think if they can do that, finish 22nd, finish 21st, whatever. Obviously, if they got to 18, it would be nice. I don't think playoffs are realistic, but I think moving into that next tier of 8 is possible for them.
Okay. Little later on in the show, our mutual friend Pierre LeBrun is going to join us, and we're going to talk a little bit about Sam Montembeault and maybe Four Nations face-off potential for Sam Montembeault, Craig?
Well, why don't we just go every day right now? He has established himself as the starter for Team Canada at the Four Nations face-off.
There it is. You heard it from Craig.